YouTube. My name is Karen, this is my husband Trevor, and today we're going to be talking about, hot topic is email dead.
Very good topic.
Atul Gawande, author of the Checklist Manifesto, says, just ticking boxes is not the ultimate goal here. Embracing a culture of teamwork and discipline is. It's an interesting quote.
Very good.
So in 2017, global email users amounted to 3.7 billion users. That's coming from Statista 2019. That's a very recent quote or statistic. This figure is set to grow to 4.3 billion users in 2022. So it's going to go from 3.7 to 4.3. So that means email's not dead.
No, not
Interesting.
at all.
So, okay.
So I've heard stories from different marketers out there, people who say that, oh, email is dead, people don't answer emails, yada, yada, yada. That's just not true. I've heard stories on the other side of the table where people who are doing email right say email is making them tons and tons of money. So let's boil this down and see what the truth is. Yeah.
So what is email marketing?
Well, email marketing is when you are sending regular emails to a list of people who are interested in your products in order for them to either buy your product through the email or engage you in your services. Yeah.
Oh, that's not too difficult to understand.
No.
Why do so many marketers say that email is dead?
It's because the open rates are very, very low for cold email, right? So you get a unsolicited email in your inbox, and typically people ignore it, or it goes straight into the junk folder where it's never seen anyways. So on that side of things, that's why a lot of marketers say that email is dead, and they focus on doing campaigns like chatbot campaigns, or Facebook ads, or other types of online advertising in order to get leads and sales. When really the opposite is true if you do it right.
Okay. What's the difference between a cold email list and a warm email list?
Well, a cold email list is just that. It's people who've never really heard of you or solicited your information or visited your website or anything of that nature. And a warm email list is people who have opted in to receive more information from you. It could be for a newsletter or an ebook or a podcast or something like that. And they know that they're going to be receiving regular emails from you. Then, when you have new offerings, you have a sale, you have, let's say, a new information course or something like that, you send it to your warm list. It doesn't go into the junk mail folder. It doesn't, be ignored, but people are typically opening it because there's usually something interesting in there that they get to read and share and learn from. Then they take action on that email.
Right. So what's the value of building an email list?
Well, it's very self-explanatory. If you are in business, you should be building an email list. Even if you have a brick and mortar store, you need to gather emails of your clients, and in hopes that you can reach out to them at a later time and let them know when there's a seasonal sale, let them know when there's a discount, or you're at the end of a run of a certain product and you want to just get those out the door. You can email your clients and ask them to buy them, give them the first dibs on it. Or if you can ask them for referrals, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do with an email list. And if you're not taking advantage of it, you need to.
So why is it a bad idea to rely solely on social media for your livelihood?
Well, we know what happened just a few weeks ago when Facebook and Instagram were down for 18 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't even a day.
Yeah, they were down for a long time, and for certain people, whose sole business relied on Facebook advertising or relied on contacts through Facebook and Instagram, then they had a problem. They weren't generating any revenue during that period of time. So that's a big problem. And even people who are running ads for customers during that time, they're not gathering any data, their ads aren't running, things aren't working, it's not going properly. So unless you can't just have all your eggs in one basket. You got to have your own stuff that you own. You got your own assets that you own, right? You've got control of them. You own an email list. You own your website. So you have to have these things.
Yeah, and then now with changes coming to Instagram, where we're not even going to see who's liking what, the influencers are going to, it's not going to matter as much. So really, you want to be building something outside of those social media channels that you don't own, so that you have control over it. And how can you use social media to build an email list?
Well, using social media to build an email list goes into having your page set up, creating groups of people who are interested in the information that you're providing, and providing something like an ebook or a newsletter or a private group for people. Then you can gather those emails and that information so that you can continue to remarket to them over time. So there's different ways and tactics that you can do, but really you just provide value to people online, and in exchange for their information, for their email address, you give them something of value, and always provide something valuable to them.
Yeah. If you have an email list, do you still need a website?
Yeah, you do, because you can use that website to gather more people for your list. And then there's also the cold traffic that comes to your website because you've invested the time into doing a good job of search engine optimization.
Yeah.
So you get that organic traffic from Google and from your pay-per-click ads and things like that, and you get more people onto your list. So you definitely should have a website as well.
Okay. What types of companies can do well with email lists?
Companies that can do really well with email lists, I would say retail can do really, really well with an email list. People like that. Companies that sell physical products can do really well. And just about any company out there, if you're providing information or you're providing physical products, that's just about everybody out there can do well with an email list.
And really, you're not just selling stuff, you're also communicating to your audience. So even, a plumber or an electrician or a real estate agent, you could be giving tips to your target audience so that they always keep touch with you, and you're helping them out with something that they maybe didn't know about. So
yeah, you don't want to send an email with nothing really of value in it. So, well, hey, just saying hi, just wanting to reach out. No, you want to provide them with some information. Give them an interesting article, something funny, or have a link to a video that you made, something like that draws their attention and keeps them interested and wanting to stay on your list.
Yeah, and if maybe you're a caterer, or you sell some sort of food product, you can actually give ideas how to use your food product differently, or maybe some user-generated content of how other people have used it, and you can do all that on social media. But that's easily translatable over to email as well, so that you're always keeping in touch and keeping in touch with your target audience.
Yep, 100%.
So what's a good way to get started with an email list?
Well, a good way to get started is have something to offer, right? Have something that you can offer other people, like an ebook, an article, videos,
A download of some sort.
Yeah, a downloadable checklist, something that of interest to your ideal and likely customer, and that's a good place to start. Have that on your website, or have it also available on your social media channels, and you can get started right away doing that.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us today here at Inspired Method Marketing, and we're so glad that you have found another video of ours, and hopefully you got some good content out of it. Just to know that email is not dead. Keep it going. Get that list. Build your asset for your business. And so that if anything changes on social media, you have another way of keeping in contact with your clients and potential clients. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one.